The average American household spends over $300 a month on produce alone: lettuce, tomatoes, peppers, herbs, cucumbers, beans, greens, the same items you walk past every week, priced higher every year, shipped from thousands of miles away, and losing freshness by the day. Most of that can be grown at home. Not all of it, but the crops that make up the largest portion of your produce spending are also the easiest and most productive to grow in a backyard garden. A well designed garden doesn't just supplement your grocery trips, it can replace the produce section almost entirely for 6 to 8 months of the year, and with preservation, extend that coverage through winter. I've been building toward this for 3 seasons. The first year, my garden covered maybe 20% of our produce. By the third year, it covered roughly 80% from May through October, with preserved food carrying us through much of winter for staples like tomatoes, beans, peppers, and herbs. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly what to grow, how much space it takes, and the system that makes a backyard garden produce enough food to genuinely replace the grocery store produce aisle. Stay to the end, because the final piece is what turns this from a seasonal garden into a year-round food system. The first step is choosing crops based on replacement value, not preference. Not every crop is worth growing if your goal is to reduce spending. Corn takes a large amount of space and produces 1 or 2 ears per plant. Potatoes are inexpensive at the store and require significant space to match what you can buy cheaply. But some crops deliver extremely high value because they're expensive to buy, produce heavily, and take up very little space. Herbs are number one, and it's not even close. A package of fresh basil costs $3 to $4 and lasts about a week. One basil plant produces for 4 to 5 months from a single $2 seedling. The same applies to cilantro, parsley, chives, rosemary, thyme, and mint. A household that buys herbs weekly can easily spend $50 to $100 per month. A small herb section replaces that entirely for a one-time investment of $10 to $15 in seedlings. Next are salad greens. A bag of salad mix costs $4 to $6 and lasts a few days in the refrigerator before it starts to wilt. A small 4 square foot section planted with loose leaf lettuce produces fresh greens daily for months. Greens that are more nutritious and better tasting than anything in a bag because they were harvested minutes before eating instead of days. The seeds cost under $3. Then come tomatoes. One indeterminate plant produces 15 to 25 pounds from about 1 square foot. At store prices, that's $45 to $125 of tomatoes from a single plant. No other crop comes close to that return. Peppers, cucumbers, beans, and zucchini follow the same pattern: high store cost, high garden yield, low growing cost. When you focus on these crops, the math starts to work in your favor very quickly. The second step is structuring the garden as a system, not a collection of plants. You don't need a large yard or multiple beds. A single 4x8 raised bed, 32 square feet, plus a small herb section and a few containers can cover a surprising percentage of your produce needs. Here's how it's set up. The back row becomes your vertical production zone: 2 indeterminate tomatoes producing a combined 30 to 50 pounds, plus pole beans on a trellis producing another 6 to 12 pounds. That back row alone can replace your tomato and green bean purchases for the entire season. The middle row is your steady production layer: 2 pepper plants spaced about 18 inches apart, plus compact herbs like parsley and cilantro integrated between them, providing continuous harvest without blocking light from the front row. The front row becomes your rotation zone: spring lettuce and radishes, followed by summer bush beans, followed by fall greens. That same strip produces 3 separate harvests instead of one. Each time a crop finishes, you add a thin layer of compost and replant the same day. No gaps, no wasted weeks. Add a small herb section near your kitchen, even just 3 or 4 containers by the back door, and you eliminate weekly herb purchases entirely. Fresh basil, cilantro, parsley, and chives available every day without a grocery trip. Add one cucumber plant on a trellis and one zucchini plant in a container or corner of the yard, and you cover another major category of store-bought produce. One zucchini plant alone produces 8 to 12 pounds, more than most households can eat fresh, which is actually a good problem because the surplus can be shredded and frozen for months of cooking. One bed, a few containers, and a clear structure, and suddenly you're producing 40 to 70 pounds of food from a very small footprint. The third step is understanding the numbers because this is where the system becomes real. 2 tomato plants, 30 to 50 pounds, at $4 per pound equals $120 to $200. Pole beans, 6 to 12 pounds, adds another $20 to $36. 2 pepper plants, 2 to 6 pounds at $4 per pound, adds $8 to $24. Succession lettuce across 3 waves, 6 to 8 pounds at $5 per pound for organic mixed greens, adds $30 to $40. Bush beans, 2 to 4 pounds at $3 per pound, adds $6 to $12. Cucumbers, 5 to 8 pounds at $2 per pound, adds $10 to $16. Zucchini, 8 to 12 pounds at $2 per pound, adds $16 to $24. Herbs replacing $3 to $4 per week for 20 plus weeks adds $60 to $80. Total replacement value, roughly $270 to $430 per season from that single setup. The cost to grow all of it, seeds, seedlings, compost, and basic inputs, is roughly $40 to $60. That's a 5 to 1 return, conservatively. When I tracked our actual spending, our weekly produce bill dropped from about $75 to around $30 during the growing season. That's over $1,000 in savings across 6 months. But the most important shift wasn't the savings, it was consistency. Instead of buying produce and hoping it lasts, we were harvesting what we needed, when we needed it. The flavor difference alone is worth the effort. A tomato picked ripe from the vine and eaten within an hour tastes nothing like the hard, pale grocery store version that was picked green and shipped for a week. Once you eat food from your own garden, the grocery store produce section starts to look very different. The garden didn't supplement our groceries anymore. It replaced them. The final piece, and the one most gardeners skip, is preservation. Gardens produce in waves, especially in peak summer. During July and August, tomatoes, beans, cucumbers, peppers, and zucchini can produce more than a household can eat fresh. Without a plan, that surplus gets wasted, rotting on the counter, forgotten in the refrigerator, or left on the vine because you ran out of ways to use it. With a simple system, that surplus becomes your winter food supply. A chest freezer is the easiest starting point. Blanch and freeze green beans in 15-minute batches. They keep for 12 months and taste better than anything canned from the store. Freeze whole tomatoes on a sheet pan and bag them. They work perfectly in soups, sauces, and stews all winter. Shred and freeze zucchini for bread, stir-fries, and soups. Slice and freeze peppers for cooking. Chop herbs into olive oil and freeze in ice cube trays. Drop 1 cube into a pan in December, and you have fresh herb flavor from herbs you grew in July. Canning extends this even further if you want shelf-stable food. A single batch of 20 tomato plants can produce enough canned sauce, salsa, and stewed tomatoes to last an entire winter. That is months of pasta sauce, soup base, and salsa that you never have to buy. I started preserving surplus 3 seasons ago, and it completely changed how our household uses the garden. Fresh production from May through October, preserved food from November through April. Together, it becomes a 12-month system. Our annual produce spending dropped by roughly 60%, not because we changed how we eat, but because we changed where the food comes from. The system gets easier every year. Soil improves with each season. Seeds can be saved from your best performers. The layout becomes more efficient with experience, and the return compounds. Every variety you save is one you never buy again. Every season the soil gets better.
is a season you need fewer amendments. That's the real shift. This isn't just a garden, it's a system that replaces something you used to rely on, and once it's working, you don't go back. If you want to see how to set up the raised bed layout that makes this production system work, watch the 4x8 layout video next. It shows you exactly how to arrange the 3-zone system that produces continuously from spring through fall.